Welcome to another edition of Around Town, where we focus in on the people and places of your community. I'm Larry Seaman, your host. On today's show, we're at Coffee Coffee, Salem, New Hampshire, to talk to and listen to a local performer, Aaron Tornberg. Okay, Aaron, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you started into this musical adventure, let's put it that way.
Well, I started playing when I was about 15, and I began playing in synagogues mostly and at summer camps. Okay. And that's something I continue to do to this day. And I have performed in folk clubs as well, especially when I was in college, but not as much lately. So now I'm playing at Coffee Coffee in Salem.
Oh, yeah.
Having a good time.
Okay.
And
What got you, into music, first of all, and why guitar and vocalists?
well, I saw other people doing it, particularly at the summer camp I was at, and really
Why didn't you become a rock star or something like that?
I was always interested in folk. I liked rock and roll, but I thought my voice was more suited to folk, and my interest in guitar was more acoustic.
Okay.
I didn't have as much interest in electric. I liked being able to sit around and sing and not have to bring pounds and pounds of equipment with you. Being able to just sit with a guitar and sing with people was really what I enjoy.
Okay, and your selection, you have quite a selection of songs in your suitcase.
Yeah,
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, my main influences when I was growing up were Harry Chapin, Cat Stevens, James Taylor, and Gordon Lightfoot. And I, of course, like folk rock.
Right.
Anything that hard rock groups do that's acoustic I like. That kind of tone is what I like to sing. I have influences from Jimi Hendrix and Led Zeppelin and others as well, and the Beatles, of course, Simon and Garfunkel. That's just what I like. And then later in life, I looked up more standard folk songs and also some of the country crossover songs that became popular with folk music. One of my favorites is 16 Tons, which I love, and
Tennessee Ernie Ford.
yeah, Dark as a Dungeon, which I think is Merle Travis. He wrote that, and things like that. I also lived in Virginia for a while, so I got a little influenced by bluegrass as well, and that style. So I have an eclectic set of tastes, but it's mostly acoustic based.
Right. And is it the message that these songs send?
It's everything. I like the tunes.
Yeah.
I like the simplicity. I like the message of most of them, but that's sort of a generalization. You have to pick the individual song. But typically, I like the messages. Bob Dylan is one of my influences as well, and of course, his messages vary greatly.
Right.
But his music is always consistent. It's always interesting and good and well written.
Tell us, are you from this area? Do you live here in Salem?
I live here now. Okay. I was living growing up in Kansas City, and then moved to Toronto, Canada for college. And I went to school in both Virginia and Cincinnati for graduate school, which I got a degree in technology and education.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So the singing is for fun, and I work also at a summer camp this summer in New Hampshire that's called Camp Tevye, which is about an hour from Salem or so.
And now the education degree or whatever, do you actually teach at a school, or is it?
Well, right now I've been taking care of my son at home and also teaching at religious schools, at synagogues. And I have taught at schools. I've taught at colleges. I was teaching at North Shore Community College in Massachusetts. And I teach various courses when I can in colleges, but it depends on the schedule. But yeah, I do technology courses. I do a lot of courses in applications like Office and things like that as well.
And your family? You're a family man, of course?
Yeah, I have a 3-year-old son and a wife named Kim, who works as a mental health counselor.
Okay. Yeah.
So And
they follow you around wherever you go?
I would say we follow each other.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good.
But yeah, they come to my performances when they can, and I try to keep it local, not drive too far for them. Not on tour.
Right, right. So, how did you learn the guitar?
I picked it up pretty much, to start with I had about 3 lessons and then picked it up by ear and playing with friends, and I bought a lot of those in the 80s guitar magazines that had tablature and learned different songs that way. But I would say that the influences of folk music, there's a simplicity to it that makes it very playable, very singable, even at an early stage in your learning. So I just built upon that.
Good, excellent. Well, thank you, and looking forward to your singing.
Okay, thank you.
On the bitter green she walked, hills above the town echoed to her footsteps as soft as eider down, waiting for her master to kiss away her tears, waiting through the years. Bitter green, they called her, walking in the sun, loving everyone that she met. Bitter green, they called her, waiting in the sun, waiting for someone to take her home. Some say he was a sailor who died away at sea. Some say he was a prisoner who never was set free. Lost on the ocean, died there in the mist, dreaming of bitter green, they called her, walking in the sun, loving everyone that she met. Bitter green, they called her, waiting in the sun, waiting for someone to take her home. Now the bitter green is gone, the hills have turned to rust. There comes a weary stranger, his tears fall in the dust. Kneeling by the churchyard in the autumn mist, dreaming of a kiss. Bitter green, they called her, walking in the sun, loving everyone that she met. Bitter green, they called her, waiting in the sun, waiting for someone to take her home. Thank you. So, we're in the Gordon Lightfoot section of this performance. This one is called Song for a Winter's Night. And the interesting thing about the song is that it was written in the middle of summer in a bus station in Cleveland, but the imagery is of being in a cold house with one candle burning, even though it was written in the middle of summer in Cleveland in a bus station. So, the lamp is burning low upon my tabletop. The snow is softly falling. The air is still in the silence of my room. I hear her voice softly calling. If I could only have you near to breathe a sigh or two, I would be happy just to hold the hands I love on this winter night with you. The smoke is rising in the shadows overhead. My glass is almost empty. I read again between the lines upon the page, the words of love you sent me. If I could know within my heart that you were lonely too, I would be happy just to hold the hands I love on this winter night with you. The fire is dying now, my lamp is growing dim, the shades of night are lifting. The morning light steals across my window pane, where webs of snow are drifting. If only I could have you near, to breathe a sigh or two, I would be happy just hold the hands I love, and to be once again with you, to be once again with you. So let's do one more Gordon Lightfoot called Early Morning Rain, which was also done by Peter, Paul, and Mary, and probably that's who you think wrote it, but it was Gordon Lightfoot. In the early morning rain, with $1 in my hand and a aching in my heart, and my pockets full of sand, I'm a long way from home, and I miss my loved ones so. In the early morning rain, with no place to go, out on runway number 9, big 707 set to go, but I'm stuck here on the grass, where the pavement never grows. Well, the liquor tasted good, and the women all were fast. Well, there she goes, my friend, there she's rolling now at last. Hear the mighty engines roar, see the silver wing on high. She's away and westward bound, far above the clouds she'll fly, where the morning rain don't fall, and the sun always shines. She'll be flying over my home in about 3 hours' time. This old airport's got me down, it's no earthly good to me, 'cause I'm stuck here on the ground, cold and drunk as I can be, where them counts up a jet plane, like you can a freight train. So I'd best be on my way in the early morning rain. You can't jump a jet plane
like again a freight train. So I'd best be on my way in the early morning rain. Thanks.
So I think this is probably one of the most famous shipwreck songs ever. Legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchigumi. Lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was a pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, in good, well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. And later that night when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind they'd been feeling? Wind in the wires made a tattletale sound as a wave broke over the railing. And every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas a witch of November come stealing. Dawn came late and the breakfast had to wait when the gales of November came slashing. Afternoon came, it was freezing rain in the face of a hurricane west wind. When supper time came, the old cook came on deck, saying, fellas, it's too rough to feed ya. At 7 p.m. the main hatchway gave in. He said, fellas, it's been good to know ya. The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. And later that night when the lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they'd put 15 more miles behind her. They might have split up or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water. And all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and their daughters. Lake Huron rolls, Superior sings in the rooms of her ice water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams The islands and bays are for sportsmen. Farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. And the iron boats go, as the mariners all know, with the gales of November remembered. In a musty old hall in Detroit they prayed, in the Maritime Sailors' Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchigumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early.
So here's one that Pete Seeger wrote called If I Had a Hammer. Feel free to sing it if you know it. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out warning, I'd hammer out the love between brothers and sisters all over this land. Ooh, if I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out warning, I'd ring out the love between the brothers and the sisters all over this land. Ooh, I've got a song, and I'll sing it in the morning, I'll sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out warning, I'd sing out love between the brothers and the sisters all over this land. Ooh, now I've got a hammer, and I've got a bell, and I've got a song to sing all over this land. It's a hammer of justice, it's a bell of freedom, it's a song about the love between the brothers and the sisters all over this land. Ooh. For our hands are strong and hearts are young, we keeps on dreaming ages long, keeps on dreaming along, keeps on dreaming along. What do we do when we needed a town? We hammered and we nailed till the sun went down. What do we do when we needed a town? We hammered and we nailed till the sun went down. For our hands are strong and our hearts are young, and the dreamer keeps on dreaming ages long, keeps on dreaming along, keeps on dreaming along. What do we do when we needed corn? We plowed and we sowed till the early morn. What do we do when we needed corn? We plowed and we sowed till the early hands are strong and our hearts are young, and the dreamer keeps on dreaming ages long. Keeps on dreaming along. Keeps on dreaming along. What do we do when it's peace that we want? When it's more than a man can build or plant? We'll gather our friends from the ends of the earth to lend a hand in this hour of birth. We'll plow, we'll sow, we'll hammer, and we'll nail. Work all day till peace is real. For our hands are strong and our hearts are young, and the dreamer keeps on dreaming ages. For our hands are strong, our hearts are young, and the dreamer keeps on dreaming ages long. Thanks. So the second part there was a different song, in case you didn't notice, but it's called The Dreamer. So here's another one by Paul Simon called The Boxer. I am just a poor boy, though my story's seldom told. I have squandered my resistance for a pocket full of mumbles, such are promises. All lies and jest, still man hears what he wants to hear, disregards the rest. When I left my home and my family, I was no more than a boy in the company of strangers, the quiet of a railway station running scared. Laying low, seeking out the poorer quarters, where the ragged people go, looking for the places only they would know. La la la, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 la. Asking only workmen's wages, I come looking for a job, but I get no offers. Just to come on from the whores on 7th Avenue. I do declare there were times when I was so lonesome, took some comfort there. La 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 la, la 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 la. In the clearing stands a boxer and a fighter by his train, and he carries the reminders of every glove that laid him down or cut him till he cried out in his anger and his shame, I am leaving, but the fighter still remains, still remains. La la la, la 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 la, la la la.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our show today. This was with a local performer called Aaron Tornberg, and he did a great job, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Larry Seaman, your host, and I'll see you around town.